Hey folks, good evening, and sorry for the delay, but obviously when we're doing stuff like this airside, there are inevitably always small delays. But a very warm welcome to East Midlands, I'm going to say international airport. It's a cargo hub. We're here to cover, folks. We are currently at the western end of the cargo facilities, as well as the eastern end, which we're going to be going to a little bit later on. But first of all, may I introduce a good friend of ours, Johan Reed Aspley. Johan, how you doing, my friend?
All right, how are you?
I'm very well, thanks. Yeah, good to see you again.
Yeah, likewise.
Things have changed quite considerably since we were here last time, haven't they? I mean, we were discussing the whole UPS thing in terms of the automation.
Yeah. Oh, well, UPS is one of the big investments in the airport since you were last here, about 4 years ago, I think it was. So on the opposite end of the airfield where we are tonight, the East Cargo Apron, UPS have invested in a £114 million facility there, which is their second largest airside facility in Europe. So that makes this a very significant operation for them.
Wow. So in terms of the amount of traffic that's coming in here with UPS, has that ramped up as well?
Yeah, it has a little bit actually, and since they've had that new facility, they've been using larger aircraft, so their 747, 400 and 800 has been a regular visitor here as well, and the 747, 800 is likely to come back in January actually, as runway works in Stansted take place, so we'll be seeing that aircraft. So with that facility we expanded the East Apron as well, so that we get more aircraft in, and larger aircraft as well.
Wow, that's fantastic. Of course, the East Apron share with a number of different other operators as well.
Yeah, they do. So it's UPS, FedEx, Royal Mail are the main operators down there. Yeah.
Okay, so and that's West Atlantic, is that right?
West Atlantic fly on behalf of Royal Mail. So you never see a Royal Mail branded aircraft, but it will always flown on West Atlantic. Yeah.
Right. Okay, and some other sort of like exotic operators like MNG, for example, coming down then. Is it what sort of stuff are they carrying?
Well, it's all. I mean, all the stuff in the planes here is a mix. The vast majority of it is advanced manufactured parts, actually. For this area has quite. It's a bit of a hub for advanced manufacturers, and they are they're located in this area because of the access to the logistics operators that are around here, both road, rail, and we provide that global connectivity through the air. So the vast majority of stuff are manufactured parts going to customers where they are assembled elsewhere.
Interesting.
But the big growth area, particularly in the pandemic, has obviously been the e-commerce. And I think last time you were here, we were talking about, the more people are shopping online and expecting goods to be delivered next day. And if you order something online and it comes from overseas, the chances are it has flown in this airport if you want it the next day. So this is what this airport provides. It's that express freight hub, so that benefits businesses who need to get products to customers very quickly, and also consumers who want their household goods or whatever it is they're ordering within 24, 48 hours. So
that's incredible. So like a scaled down version of Louisville where we were recently, it's just a very well oiled machine, same kind of thing happening every night, really.
Oh, absolutely. Every night this goes on. So over 1 million individual items pass this airport every night. At this time of year, we are now in our busiest week of the year for cargo, actually, when we have over 100, 120 aircraft movements a night, and that's more aircraft movements at night time than there are in the daytime. And let's not forget also that this is the only airport in the UK that operates like that. Most other airports of this scale have to stop operations at some point in the night.
Yes.
But so you can fly any aircraft in and out of this airport through the night. Though there are measures in place to encourage the operators to use quieter aircraft. The later it gets, there's a charging regime in place to discourage or incentivize them to use quieter aircraft through the night and things. So we've got a locally managed noise action plan, which is we are scrutinised on from an independent committee who say, look, you promised to do this, are you doing this, and that type of thing. So going forward, we really have to balance the growth, and there is demand here, absolutely demand here, and we are looking at future growth here in the next few years with the impact of this operation on the local community, which is this is what our job is all about, really. So.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, it's good that you're obviously thinking of the local community, because that's the most important thing, because they support, I guess, most of the workers are in the local community. So, does that mean that there's a specific flight path out of here avoiding certain areas?
Well,
I guess that's all part of the
Yeah.
procedures.
And actually we are going through a big program of airspace modernisation at the moment, so every airport has to engage with that. So the infrastructure in the skies that you and I can't see with our naked eyes, is very out of date. It's like having a motorway network that was, built in the 1960s, and you got today's traffic volumes.
Yes.
So that's all being modernised, and every airport has a responsibility to look at that for the airspace it controls. We're in the middle of that program at the moment, and looking at what our future demand is, how we can give certain communities respite through the night, how we can hold aircraft differently, which way they come in, which way they go out. Massive project, which we'll have to go out to consult on in the not too distant future, actually. So a big engagement program around that.
Brilliant. Now, in terms of the feeder traffic that comes in here, well, you've mentioned obviously we've talked about West Atlantic with the post.
Yeah.
There are feeder operators as well that wait until the freight or packages have been gone through their procedures in the in that huge area over there.
Yeah.
Is DHL's automated as well?
Yeah, very automated actually. It's a very sophisticated operation, that, and half of that building wasn't in operation only about 5 or 6 years ago. So they've doubled the size of the footprint of that, and it's all up and running now. And that's another sign of of the demand that there is for that operation. So you're right in that feeder. So a bit like where you were in Louisville only last week. This is a part of a hub and spoke operation. So DHL is a classic example there. The aircraft that are on the ground tonight have probably come in from Cincinnati in the States. They will come into here. Those goods on these aircraft here will either offload for the UK market, and the lorries will take them then onto the motorway network around the country. Some of those goods will stay on those aircraft, and those aircraft will then go to Leipzig in Germany, where they meet other connecting flights, and their network then spreads across Europe into North Africa and elsewhere. Some of those goods might come off here onto the road and go to airports like Heathrow, where they'll go on the belly hold of passenger aircraft,
yes.
and they'll serve parts of the world that the network doesn't serve.
Yes.
So they have, their airline serves, their network, and the way they don't serve, they rely on chartering or relying on the belly hold of other aircraft. Now that's an interesting point in one of the reasons why this operation grew so rapidly in the pandemic. For Eastlands Airport, it was a tale of two halves. Our passenger operation was decimated. We lost all of our passenger traffic. It was almost overnight we had to close the passenger terminal. But the cargo side of the business, it was turbocharged by the pandemic, because more people stayed at home ordering stuff online, and all the goods that would have flown around the world in the belly hold of passenger aircraft, there were no passenger aircraft flying. So the long-haul connectivity, particularly to the States, from Heathrow, that capacity wasn't there. So those customers turned to the dedicated freight operators, like out of here, for example. Yes. So DHL, great example. They introduced more wide-body aircraft out of here, more regular flights, and they serve more destinations from here. So Miami was a regular one. Cincinnati, Chicago, and others. So a whole the States was a key market for that.
Yes,
so
yes.
that grew. So I think the operators here have, what the pandemic has done is probably brought forward the growth in demand for this operation in 2 or 3 years. We always knew that they want to grow, and all the operators want to grow here and invest here. Because it works so well and was situated so well for the UK market, right in the heart of the country, 4 hours from 90% of the England Wales population. So it's just perfect for that. But that growth has come on a lot quicker than we thought. So we are right in the middle now of, working with the operators here to understand their growth needs, and we're working through that master plan. And hopefully, in the not too distant future, we'll start to see some of that expansion.
Yeah, I was going to say, kudos to your teams for under massive pressure, because it's not like you're, can we wait a few weeks to look at it as an option? It's like, no, we've got to do it. So it was a very quick procedure.
Absolutely. I think one of the interesting things about the pandemic as well was those airports that don't have the big cargo operations like this as well, they were able to shut down a lot of their operations, save costs. We were fully functioning. We were the second busiest airport in the UK at times in the pandemic, and the 9th busiest airport in Europe by aircraft movement because of the cargo operation. So to keep this going, you've got to have all your air traffic control, you've got to have all your airfield security, you've got to have all your fire. So we weren't able to save costs in that way. So our there's no secret about it. Most of our revenue comes from passengers. 2/3 of our revenue comes from passengers. Buying car parking spaces, food and drink, retail, and all that kind of stuff.
Yes.
the cargo operations gives us some resilience that other airports didn't have, but our operating costs, we weren't able to reduce them because we needed all of that to allow these guys to function. So it was a difficult balancing act.
Yeah, absolutely. Johan, it's been fantastic, and thank you so much. Initially, I have no doubt we'll be coming back and speaking to you again over the period. Well, it looks like we're going to be here through till around about midnight. And I believe, that cargo jet there, that is a DHL operation, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. It's part of that goes to Canada every night, so that's part of their operation. That's a good example of them not flying using their own liveried planes. So they charter other airlines as well. So cargo jet goes between here and Canada every night.
Fantastic. And the other end as well, I'm guessing that a lot of the stuff, Star Air from Scotland.
Yeah, Belfast and Edinburgh and places like that. So they fly on behalf of UPS. So again, you'll see a couple of UPS branded aircraft. The rest will be non-UPS branded, but they'll be flying on behalf of them. So again, they charter those airlines as part of that network. So.
Any Amazon stuff? I've noticed in the past here we've had a couple of Amazon jets in.
Yeah, Prime Air, they're in from time to time, but most of the boxes, well, a lot of the boxes you'll see in these aircraft tonight have got the Amazon swoosh on them. Yeah, so they're all handing Amazon.
There is a huge new Amazon facility, is there not? Just over
there is, on just the north side of the airfield. And if you look at, one of the things that we talk about the sort of knock-on effect of this airport in this region, how it sort of creates economic growth and investment type of thing. Great example just on the north side of our airfield. It's not directly connected to the airport, but there is a massive development with 4, 5, 6, massive sheds there, one of which is Amazon. It's all serving that, just-in-time express delivery. But that's also connected by rail. So what you've got here in this small northwest corner of northwest Leicestershire is this airport providing the global connectivity. To the north side, you've got a rail and road interchange there. So you've got rail, road and air all around. And between us, these two sites employ about 18,000 people. So, and it's that industry really that kept, one of the few industries where that people weren't laid off in the pandemic.
Yes.
They were recruiting more and more people. Absolutely. So the communities around here are well served. There's no shortage of jobs around here for people. And that's great, but it also comes with the challenges. We're coming we are now recruiting for our busy summer season next year. Passenger numbers are going to go up again. We are looking for over 100 security officers. So if anyone fancies a job is watching this tonight here, it's a great place to work. So, but we are in direct competition with DHL, with Amazon, with all the others, which is, a good problem to have for the region. As businesses, we have to think, carefully about how we go about that and how we set ourselves out apart from the other organisations.
Yes, yes, fantastic. Very, very interesting and quite intricate, isn't it? The whole system, how it operates and works. Yeah,
completely. And I suppose the other bit, which I haven't mentioned yet, we are factoring into our future growth as well as the onset of the free port. So last year the government announced 8 free ports in the UK. 7 of those are based around seaports. And this is the only inland proposition at the moment. So there's a regional free port bid, which includes, there are tax sites, part of which is on our airport site here. So in future, businesses want to invest here. There are certain tax benefits for that as well. There are 2 other, massive development sites in this region that will all be linked by the free port status as well. So that's a hot topic at the moment for the current government, and will particularly benefit the advanced manufacturing businesses that I was talking about. Who we were talking to a business the other day that imported raw materials from Germany into not far from here in Derbyshire, where they assemble and make the products and then ship them out all around the world, and they have to do that very, very quickly. And if they were able to do that within a sort of free port customs zone, they could be exempt from certain export and import duties tax and duties and things like that, which is a big benefit for those types of businesses. Wow. So that will hopefully lure more businesses to this. Yeah, absolutely. So that's So that's another key factor in terms of our master planning looking forward to the turbocharged growth that we saw in the pandemic. There are other things that are going to continue that demand, and that's why that's a big focus of our attention at the moment.
Fantastic. Well, I have to say congratulations, because it has, since, like I say, I was here last time.
Yeah.
I dare say that the underlying growth ideas were all there, but now it's sort of like literally sprung up due to the pandemic. There's very few places that you want to say have benefited from the pandemic, but obviously the freight industry, the cargo industry, and places like this massively benefited from it.
Yeah, oh, completely. And what it's done really is shine a spotlight on this operation in a way that perhaps there wasn't before. I mean, last time you were here, we were talking about, this being the biggest dedicated freight operation in the UK, second only to Heathrow in terms of handling the volume of goods that coming in and out of here. But I think there's a lot of attention now on the value of this asset, not just to this region, but to the whole country.
Yes.
And particularly as the UK starts to look, at trade deals with other countries around the world.
Yes.
How is it going to get its goods? How to and from the UK to the States and to other parts of the world? And airports like this are going to play an absolute critical role in that. I mean, thanks to the the hub and spoke operations like the DHL behind us over here, this airport connects businesses and people in this region through the cargo network to about 185 of the world's biggest cities within 2 stops.
Really
so the Singapores, the New Yorks, the Shanghais, they're all within reach through this network. So if you are a business locally that needs to get your goods out to market, you're no better place than you would be in this region because of this
especially with
connectivity.
The location and the spoke, the hub and spoke network, and the roads and the rail and so on and so forth. Yeah, fantastic. Johan, thank you so much. I believe we've got an aircraft which may be going out soon, but we'll catch up with you a little bit later. Thank you, sir. I'll just grab that mic off you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Cheers. Nice one, mate. Thank you, sir. And we've got Miles here, folks. Okay, just checking your audio. Just checking audio. Yeah, audio's still good, GP. Okay. Okay, so I'm on the sticks at the moment, folks, but we're just going to make a little tiny adjustment here to. Actually, I think we're almost level, aren't we? Is that level enough? I'll tell you what I'll do. I'll just quickly put that down there, like that. Stand by. It will get better, folks. It will get better. So we're expecting that cargo jet to. I'm surprised if it is. So what we're planning on doing, folks, we got the lovely fellow who's the driver. We've got Miles and Lauren. Yeah, stand by. So what I need to do, probably need to power that up. Copy that, GP? Should remember that. I've got a good couple of friends called Keith, so Okay, folks, we've got Keith, who's going to be our chaperone, I guess you could say, tonight, airside. And a big shout out to you, my friend. He's actually out on the field at the moment. Left us with the van. Let's see what we can. Okay. So obviously, by the looks of it, still quite a lot of stuff. There's an APU running. Any of those jets down there. Oh, look at that. She's a bit of a flaker. Look at that paint. She's an old war horse. Look. So like Johan was saying, this is a Canadian operation. Let me just right next to one of the turn-off points, folks. If you know, when we're normally here, we're over the other crash gate, and we're kind of like opposite this position here. Great information. the overlay up, or IGP, yeah. Okay, so we're going to be doing a little bit of walking around later, folks, and obviously we're going to be heading up over to the. Hello, what's this? What's this? Stand by. Is that something coming down there, or is he? Oh, here we go, here we go, here we go. 757. In from Iceland, is it? Keflavik. So he's going to go left now, I imagine. Oh really? Someone's saying that bird's going to get a fresh paint job soon, a new member. Interesting, how do they know that? That 757 in from Keflavik, folks. Yeah, obviously, folks, if you can appreciate, we are airside, and therefore, unlike our normal shows where we're over at the crash gate, I can't meet anybody, and I will be going straight home after this, unfortunately. But thank you, anyway, for the thought. So, GP, I did say about a 777, didn't I? And there it is. Now, there is an Asian operation, isn't there? Oh, okay. Ha ha ha! We may have a cargo jet pilot. Well, sorry, folks. Sorry, it's a little bit difficult for me to. See, the big thing is that people need to appreciate is there's such a busy operation, running a cargo operation, even a passenger operation for that matter, that it's very difficult to find the time to be able to take the aircraft off the line and give it a paint job. Although, even when it is such a simple livery as what you've got with cargo jet there. So now, you see, that could potentially be fish. And well, I would hazard a guess that potentially there is. Okay, well, I can probably crank that up, GP, just because. Yeah, no, that's fine. I know. But what I'm saying is that. Yeah. Well, about what? Yeah, no, I'm going to. I'm gonna do it now. If I can. So let's just. There you go. That should be back up now. That should be back up to that's full strength. That is on the on that. Yeah. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to quickly make a very small adjustment here, folks, so I can move this. You're gonna feel a bit sick. There we go. There we go. There we go. How's that? Okay, just so that I can access this a little bit easier, because what's happened at the moment is I've got a walkabout camera unit. Oh, okay, we've got feeders. We've got people feeding that aircraft now. So for those folks who are unaware of how these operations work, so this could be potentially be a feeder. Mind you, he's got. See, now that what's slung under the belly there is, I believe they use that for luggage. But as it's coming over this way, I don't know. Maybe carrying a small amount of freight. Sometimes they do. But there's the K-lift, what they call the K-lift right there. We'll be getting some close-up shots of that a little bit later on. Wow, she has got a flaky old. Apparently, the pilot or the crew of this aircraft has just recently requested via the tower their clearance to wherever they're going. So, well, back to Canada. Cargo jet, a Canadian operation, of course. She's got no markings on her tail, and it is we're honoured to have a cargo jet crew member amongst us, potentially, possibly. So, nice, sweet. What's that one? Okay. Wow. So they're not messing about when it comes to the number of packages that they can handle here of any evening. Of course, this is the DHL facility that we're looking at here, folks. Now that, I believe, up there, I don't want to go too close because I don't want to pry on anything, but is that the DHL operations tower? That's a big question. Because if it is, the main tower is behind it. What's that, Gilly? Just repeat. Okay, Ian and Philippe are apparently the crew on this jet. Oh man, we should get over there and say hello to Ian and Philippe. I'm sure they'd allow us on the aircraft. Is that him at the door? That's definitely one of them. Sorry, folks. Oh, we need to get over there, mate. We need to get over there. Stand by, sorry. There he is, look. He probably can't see me. Oh, that's a shame. Ian and Philippe, did you say, Gilly? He's a brave lad standing there in his bleeding short sleeves, isn't he? obviously we are sort of like at this point in time where we are locked into being here, folks. Obviously, as you can appreciate, you can't just go wandering around the airfield. Yeah. Dulux way. So sure, somebody must have told these guys, I would have thought, unless of course, well it must be, because otherwise it's somebody from the operations team who's, but I'm sure that it must be them, because otherwise why'd they ask to give us away? Yeah. Do they know where we are? I think they may think that we're out on the, well, the main deck cargo door is closed, and he will. It's running late, is it? Looks like she's ready to go. That's for sure. Now, when she pushes back, she's going to literally come right towards us, folks, which is going to be pretty awesome. Now. Okay, we've set it up, folks. We have set it up so that we can. That's definitely that 767's APU. It's a pity we didn't see it. So this is predominantly the DHL end of the west ramp, and if you remember when we've worked here in the past, done a couple of airside pieces once with Cargo Logic, unfortunately no more, and with Volga Dneper, who I believe are still operating, but outside of, well, actually I can't really say at this point in time. I don't know exactly what their operational status is. Yeah. December 22 or something like that. Sorry, Volga Dneper, sorry about that. I would imagine that they will carry out. I would imagine that they will carry out de-icing operations here. I mean, they have to, wouldn't they? Certainly getting down that way, I've got to be honest with you. I didn't think it was going to be as nippy as it is. Oh look, here we go. Steps are being moved. This aircraft is ready to push. So we will be going down the in front of the aircraft a little bit later on, folks. We're basically going to be going everywhere. Well, as many places as we possibly can, put it that way. Okay, door there. Well, interesting closure operation on that door as opposed to a standard sort of opening door. It's a slide down operation, which is quite interesting. Wow. 440,000 tons of goods are handled here each year. I don't know if that's up to date, but that's pretty impressive, man. Interesting. Only a 4-hour truck drive to 90% of the population of England and Wales. Wow, that's pretty impressive. As Johan was mentioning, perfectly positioned to ensure goods flown in and out of the country are with customers who need them most urgently. Time critical freight as well. Very interesting actually to hear that here we go. That a significant amount of freight is for industry. I think I might go handheld here. I might switch to handheld just because it's probably whip that off. Otherwise it's going to be all wobbly. We'll probably walk to the end of the So no doubt this aircraft was converted by one of the many passenger to cargo conversion operators. This is an ex-passenger jet. Who knows, it might have been IAI. They're a pretty big leader in that area as well, and we'll talk about the cargo handling capacity, the volume capacity of 767 freighter. I'm going to lift this up now. Stand by. Nice. What's that, GP? Right, folks, stand by. I'm just going to put the backpack on because we want to catch that one going out. What's that, GP? Say it again. Sorry, mate. Why is that all hooked up down there? Oh, stand by. Hold on. This is just so typical. Hang on. Why is that all hooked up down there? How is that all hooked up down there? That's what I want to know. How is that managed again? Seriously, mate? Sorry, folks. It's just, I mean, you know, if you try that 1,000 times, you wouldn't be able to do it. Okay, there it is. Right. Okay. So while we wait for that, whilst we wait for that aircraft to taxi on down to just going to go up to this edge here, yeah? Just one runway operational here at East Midlands, but a very busy one at that. It does have a bit of a hump in it, doesn't it? Oh, we've got another one coming out. Here we go, look. Another 767 by the looks of it. And again, I cannot emphasise enough, folks, that we need to give some big kudos to these, a shout out to all these folks who work airside, maintaining these aircraft, continue to operate by with the tugs and freight handlers, all the ground staff basically. So we'll get these two. The main tower itself is out of my sight at the moment, but is that the DHL operations team up there?
The ground control. Yeah,
that's pretty amazing, isn't it? That they have to operate that to keep an eye on how everything's moving on the field.
Yes.
So they will work with the control tower, the ATC, or is that purely for their own communications?
Their own ground operation. Yeah.
I see. Yeah.
Whether there is some comms in between them and the aircraft, I'm not entirely sure. There might be, but they certainly have nothing to do with movement.
Yeah. No.
The
Exactly.
apron.
No.
It's,
Yeah. Yes.
Manoeuvrings around the apron.
Yes. Exactly. Thanks, mate. So that is just literally a ground control team up there with DHL. Don't want to miss that something touching down. Is 737? Is this a 737? Two aircraft on approach, GP. Sorry, repeat that. I think you might have said A300 there. Is that A300? See how think that was a freighter operation, you know. Romeo Victor Lima Yankee. Romeo Victor Lima Yankee, GP. Just wanted to see who it was registered to, so we could, because it's that turboprop. Cessna Caravan, yes indeed, yeah. Star Air 767, yeah? Okay, what are the next two jets in, mate? Are they freighters? Next two in. $757. $757. Okay. So she's holding quite a lot of belly freight there. Looks like she's filled to the gunnels, this one. Of course, every aircraft, if you're unaware of it, some people aren't aware of it, they have a belly, a lower section for cargo, which is where your luggage will go, along with any cargo that the airline may be carrying on your passenger jet. But the upper deck, which is where they would normally be putting the passengers, that whole compartment up the top is a single, one single compartment, which will be filled up with freight. And it does vary with different aircraft as to how much they can carry, their capacity. Of course, we've talked about the 747 with the nose load capability in the past, which is what all of UPS's 747 fleet have, in case they are needed to carry oversized freight or extra long freight. But I think around about 110 tons possibly for the 777, and then it just does vary. You can Google it with the 767, 757, the A300, very versatile aircraft, all these aircraft, and of course the A330, which is also operated by DHL. I'm not sure if we've seen them in here before. We've definitely seen them in here before, but they've got quite a versatile fleet of DHL. Aging, it has to be said. Obviously, you know, the 757, 767 and the A300 all getting on a bit, especially the 300, but it just goes to show the durability of these aircraft, and obviously they are maintained in exactly the same way that a passenger jet would be maintained. Strict regulations and everything about flying those aircraft, keeping them airworthy. So they will undergo exactly the same sort of like ABCD checks that you will get with a passenger jet. Although I wouldn't be surprised if the structural side of the aircraft inspection, especially on the D check, would possibly be a little bit more in depth on a freighter aircraft, obviously because of the capacity that they're expected to carry. Okay, so. And of course the amount of flying that they do, which is why we saw that cargo jet as a perfect example, with its flaking paint, which is what you saw underneath. The green paint was the primer coat, but obviously, you know, sometimes the primer itself, or it seems to me that when you get a flaking situation like that, it means that the top coat has not adhered properly to the primer coat. It's a bit like when you paint. Oh, baby, you shut down. It's a bit like when you paint any surface. If it's metal, so to speak, or alloy, an alloy surface. You need to have a very decent primer for it to adhere to, for the top coat to adhere to. So obviously that's what's happened there, I'd imagine. But obviously wouldn't affect the performance of the aircraft in any way. Not really. I wouldn't have thought so. But, right, okay, so are we going to move? Shall we, now I wonder where young Kevin is. I think because Kevin is our man who is Keith. Sorry, Keith, who's going to be who is our chaperone tonight, driving us around the airfield. So obviously I am I'm looking east, folks. We're looking east at the moment. They are on they call that Westerners, don't they? Because oh, is this the is this a special livery? Yes, it is. Seen this a few times as well. So this one's going to taxi right past us, folks. 757, I think. Another 757. Looks like it with that tail. Okay, and then when this one's done, I think we'll think about making our first change. We're gonna remain live, folks. So come for a drive with us in the ops vehicle. Jet blast here. I think I'm going to get a jet blast. Very mild one, but a warm one. A welcoming, warm jet blast. Interesting to see that they have parked that aircraft in facing in that direction. See, there's a reason for it, but I'd imagine the reason why they've parked that aircraft nose on to the other ones, this one here, this A300, is so that they can illuminate the main cargo deck on the other side. As you can see, if they had parked it nose in like the other ones, they would have had no illumination on that side of the jet. Another Rolls-Royce powered. Is that a 300 or is that a 200? Is that a 300 or a 200 GP that jet has just got? Because it looks long, but I'm probably wrong. It's a 200, yeah, because there are no 300 freighters, not as far as I'm aware anyway. What's this little fella coming up here then? Is he going, I think he's going to turn off. Is this the ATR, possibly? No, this is possibly one of the feeder aircraft. XPA, what, that 75? So that is a Royal Mail operation, folks, as Johan was mentioning earlier on. All the West Atlantics. Mainly all postal. What's that about? 777 GP? Okay. Okay, so should we try and go and grab that? Right, folks, we are gonna right. Right. We need Keith here, don't we?
Yeah.
To transport us.
Are there two departures coming up from DHL?
Are there?
Very shortly.
Okay, okay, because we've got a 777 due in. Where's that one going, GP? Leipzig. Headed for Leipzig. So that 777 at the end there's still got quite a bit of stuff going on it.
Now due to go out at 21.50.
Is it? What did you say, FedEx? What, GP?
If you want to move, we can.
Who's driving you?
No, we'll get Keith to come and pick
Okay.
us up. If you want to do that. Oh, let me call him, get him over here.
Okay, yeah. Okay, folks, so we have had a little taste of this end of the airfield, which is the, let me just grab these sticks before I forget. I'll leave £2,500 worth of sticks just lying about in the place. With me.
Just speaking to Keith now.
Okay, cool. Thanks, mate.
I think there's one leaving soon.
Is it? Yeah. Well, there's two 7.5s down there. Both of them, they both obviously recently came in. That 767 there, looking, let's just have a look at the L1. There's still some stuff going on around there, even though the...
Keith's on his way. So.
Keith's on his way, right, okay, thank you. So what do you do here then, Miles? This is Miles, ladies and gentlemen.
External affairs.
External affairs, what, the media team you mean?
Yeah, so some media and some public affairs stuff as well.
Okay, fantastic, okay.
So, yeah, when we get tours like this, I come and help Johan out.
Excellent, excellent. And thank you for helping out as well, mate. I just... Yeah, it certainly looks like they're towards the end of that loading operation down there on that 777. Now, the one thing we don't want to do is we don't really want to go down that far because, as Keith says, it's the reception is pretty bad down there.
Could be a bit of a dead zone.
Yeah, it could be a dead zone. Yeah. So
when Keith gets here, I think we'll go up to the other side, up to UPS, FedEx.
okay,
And,
okay.
If that's what you like, and we can position ourselves so you'll get a better position for planes that are coming in.
Yes, yeah, like as they come in
And
straight
as they
towards
come
us.
in,
Yeah,
they'll effectively land next to us.
What about the possibility of getting down there between at the front, at the leading edge of that lot, like we did last time?
Yeah.
Because then if we're parked, say for instance, between these two aircraft here,
You want to get in the mix a bit down there.
yeah,
Okay.
yeah. Because we do have a 777, a DHL 777. He's going to be about 25 minutes out now, and I don't know where he's going to park, but at least if we're down there, we can get some sort of like offloading
In the mix.
footage and.
All right. Yeah. Sure, we can find a space and a stand in between. At least we know which stand.
Stand by, Jim. I'm going to switch you out to the other headset. Stand by. Let's see what this one's like. Just turn this on. Copy. Indeed it has. Of course it has.
Just putting past. Yeah.
Nice. So is that another DHL operation then, Johan?
Yeah, ASL Airlines operating on behalf of DHL there. DHL handling that aircraft tonight.
Yeah, 75 is pushing back. Well, that was a quick turnaround for that 757. Didn't mess around with that one, did they? Wow.
Situations like that, you know, it's probably the case that only the first two canisters come off the, you know, the front for the domestic market. The rest is bound for the destination to which it's going now. So.
Right, I see. Okay, that's interesting. These guys from West Atlantic, more mail, I'm guessing. So in terms of the Royal Mail handling and distribution breaking down from individual pallets and so on and so forth, where is that all done?
Mostly down on the East Apron actually, so West Atlantic will serve both the Royal Mail operation and the DHL operation.
I see, okay, so anything up this end is a DHL operation, I'm with you, yeah.
And the ASL Airlines, I don't know what's on board exactly, but I would imagine it's a lot of Amazon products.
Yeah. It's crazy, isn't it, the volume of Amazon products. It just is insane. I mean, quite a few operators actually survived due to the uplift in demand. In fact, so many of these operators like DHL and UPS can't even handle it. That's why they're calling in all these contractors.
particularly at this time of year as well. This is the peak season for e-commerce.
Yes.
And that starts towards the end of November with Black Friday, and you see a bit of an uplift.
Yes.
There as well, and then into December.
So if you've got a spare 737 and you don't know what to do with it, lend it out. It was a great shame that Cargo Logic were no longer operating, because they had a big DHL contract, didn't they?
Yeah, they did, and they had 2 of their 747s based here.
Such a shame. And you do from time to time see oversized freight, large stuff here as well.
Yeah, we do. The ad hoc business is, quite a big part of the operation. People are talking about, what impact the closure of Doncaster might do, and that's one area actually where we might see a bit more ad hoc cargo, because a lot of that was going there. Because at peak times of year, like tonight, for example, we will be pretty much full. Every stand will be full at a given point. There isn't much capacity, also from a ground handling perspective, to handle the ad hoc freight. So they had to go somewhere else. Doncaster was very well placed for that. They didn't have the hub operations like that we've got here.
Yes.
So it'll be interesting to see actually if we do get any more of that. But that doesn't really address the ground handling capacity.
Of course, yeah.
If DHL take a lot of most of the ad hoc stuff here actually. But again, it's all dependent on their ground handling capacity.
So when you say ad hoc, just explain to people what that.
So all the flights you're seeing coming in and out tonight, that is part of their scheduled network. DHL scheduled network. If you or I wanted to move some goods to somewhere in the world, or bring them into the UK, you would find an airline to do that. You would talk to an integrator. The arrangements would be made with a ground handling operation. So you find the aircraft, you find the ground handling, you put all those contracts in place, and you decide which airport can take your goods. And obviously, for the reasons we talked about earlier, this airport's very ideal for that, because it's right in part of the country, and if it's coming into the UK,
yes,
then it's a perfectly placed for it. So they could come on, any airline could be flying it, and the goods could range. I mean, we've had everything from stone crushing equipment through to luxury cars, through to satellites even. So
yes.
And 3 or 4 times a year DHL handle, and I'm loath to use their name because I get in trouble for talking about it, but a very famous motor racing outfit.
Yes, indeed.
When they move around the world, so a lot of the teams come through here, their cars, all the TV equipment and stuff like that. So that's a good example of the ad hoc business.
Yes.
And the variety of stuff that comes through here.
So that's a charter operation, isn't it?
Yeah,
where an individual or a company will charter a specific aircraft or a number of aircraft.
Yes.
And I guess that's a sort of like a specialist operation with the very fast racing cars, being as that would, I guess, be a contractual ad hoc operation.
Yeah.
Right. Yes.
So there are specialist companies based here who deal with that. So they, one of those is Aviation Solutions, who are based here, and they make arrangements with, they will find the aircraft, they will talk to the airline, they will make the arrangements with the ground handlers here. They will establish, what availability, stand capacity we've got, and everything you need.
And those specialist operations with DHL, because DHL are the sponsors of the specific thing that we're talking about. They themselves will also charter larger aircraft for those operations, 747s, for example.
Yeah, if they haven't got the aircraft available in their fleet, then they have to You have to do that. And in the pandemic, that's why you saw the likes of Kalita Air flying in and out here. That's why Cargo Logic Air were flying in and out here for, you know, to mop up that extra capacity and that demand that was in the pandemic. You know, the wide bodies aircraft. Other than the Antonov, you know, 124 that comes in here from time to time, you know, the next best thing really is a 747 for for that volume.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
And we still do see the Antonovs coming in here from time to time as well. So and that's always exciting. So.
Excellent. Now you know what? I'm wondering. He's here. Hello, young man. There he is, folks.
Good evening.
The famous Keith. Right. You know what? Shall we go up to the other end? Is that okay?
Yeah,
or and I'm just wondering if we go nice and slow. Well, not nice and slow, but keep up with this 757 as he taxis down.
Do my best.
Let's have a go at that then. Let's have a go at that. Yeah, here she comes now. Should we jump in? Okay, folks, stand by. GP, copy. Let's try this. Okay. We're going to try a... volume's not very high, Julie, so I can just about hear you. Close that one.
Clear takeoff runway 27, UPS 237.
I'm rescue now, vacator,
Rescue noted. Outliner 537, stand 40, information hotel, connection 1202, request clear.
Copy.
Dublin, Trent 2, November, stop time 6,000 feet, book 6214, Ryanair 529. Ryanair 537, correct.
We're on rescue 9.
Okay, sorry, folks.
Rescue 9 is holding short to Quebec, requesting permission down the Alpha taxiway to vacate to Victor. She's 757 on.
Hello.
We're taking the shortcut.
Right,
Yeah.
press 9 Alpha Papa. You can take whiskey 1.
I'll give you a copy on the feed, Julie.
Right, whiskey 1, line up, wait T7. Right, press 9 Alpha Papa. Tower Ryanair,
Keith's on a mission.
Southern Free Ryanair 537. UPS 237, 2,700 climbing flight level 090.
Yes, 237, thank you. Contact London Control 130.192. Goodbye.
Sorry, say again the frequency 130.
925.
9025, UPS 237, bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Rescue 9 vacated the other taxiway at Victor onto the East Apron, thank you.
Rescue 9, thank you.
Should we just wait for this one to go and then are we going to go down there and in front of them, are we?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Let's just get this one.
Sterling clear takeoff for request 9 Alpha Papa.
Yeah, panning by Keith. Brilliantly done, mate. I like that. Thank you, sir. Okay, folks, we are now at the other end of the airfield. Primarily, I would say, Johan, would we say this is UPS and FedEx, or mainly UPS's operation down here?
A bit of both, really.
Right.
So behind us is the big new UPS facility, which has been in full operation for just over a year now.
Yes.
We talked about that earlier.
Yes.
This is what the area on now is the extension to the East Apron that we built in response to that to add extra capacity and so that
Right.
UPS can bring in larger aircraft.
Yes.
This is where their 747 parks when it's in.
Yes.
And ahead of us over
Nine, can't give you a lookout, but you are cleared onto the Delta
we've got
taxi.
the FedEx on the far end, and then close to us. Here the Star Airs, which are operating on behalf of UPS as well. So.
Right, I've got you.
And then the Royal Mail, the West Atlantic, you'll see.
9 Alpha
Royal
Papa
Mail as
in
well.
4004.
Yeah.
Down the back.
Perfect. Yeah. UPS inbound. Okay. 6 minutes. Okay. Okay, so it's an Aerologic jet, right? Okay, another contractor. Oh, is it? Okay. DHL / Aerologic 777 inbound. She's about 3,000 feet, maybe less. Can we go back to the other end and go nose on with her to catch her coming into gate? Is that possible, or can we go for that? Is that possible? And then we'll come back here and catch some action down here, if that's possible, mate. Thank you. About what, sorry? Okay, well the Silkway operation, I'm pretty sure Silkway operation is DHL once again.
Yes. 3 flights a week from Azerbaijan into from Baku into East Midlands. They've scaled it back actually, and they may even have stopped it completely. I'm not entirely certain, but
Right.
It was going down to once a week, but up until the sort of October, it was still coming in.
Okay. Okay. But again, something that from time to time you get. So that wouldn't have been a would that have been a commerce operation, or would that have been a special? Oh, it would have been, right?
Well,
Okay.
it was, well, you know, again, a mixture of goods.
Yes.
Coming into the UK from going out to Eastern Europe.
Have we got
Interesting.
an Aerologic as well?
Thanks, man. Something keeps just trying to get the info on the stand, folks, with this Aerologic.
Yes, please, stand 107.
There we go.
107, that's copied, thanks.
Hey. Wow, straight to it. Here we go. Okay, folks, we're going to get a
Whiskey 9's holding short of Quebec. Is it possible to proceed down the taxiway to vacate to Foxtrot?
Whiskey 9, Roger, just hold position at Quebec, initially.
Hold position at Quebec, initially.
It is. Might get it. See who gets there first. It's my bad. I should have stayed there. I should have lost.
Just in time.
Midlands ground, good evening, 16565, clear to ground, please.
16565 East Midlands ground, good evening, information in Juliet, 22 Salon, 723 November departure. Flight level 90, 2012, PCOT 2242.
Good, ground, 1 is M33 November, flight level 90, 012, and please Juliet,
16565.
Midlands ground, hello, job cargo 102 on hotel.
Job cargo 1 at 902 East Midlands ground, good evening, taxi via Alpha, Foxtrot, stamp 107.
Alpha Foxtrot 107, job cargo 102.
Rescue 9 to proceed westbound on the Alpha taxiway via Quebec to Foxtrot.
See, westbound from Quebec to Foxtrot. Can I change the location to Juliet, please?
Rescue 9 A permit to enter the Wednesday Juliet.
What's the name for Juliet? To Rescue 9, thank you. Give it a go.
Good lad. folks, so here's the these guys have now that little those apparatus that you see there, that's usually for engine small engine in maintenance or oil change or something like that, but they will sometimes use it also for accessing the doors. These guys, this guy's doing a visual inspection of the aircraft. Now these cans will very, very quickly come off. And as Johan explained, sometimes may be the case that they're only taking a couple of cans off. It's literally just a short stop. Who knows what the deal is with this one? We've got belly freight coming out with that loader there, and top deck freight. And as you can see there, whole inside of that aircraft. And I won't go too deep into it, but as you can see there, inside the shed there, that's where all the cans go to be broken down and repacked in some cases. Of course, everything relying very heavily on barcodes. GP, everything all right? This will no doubt be a long-term contract that has been awarded to AeroLogic, who own this specific aircraft. If you've been with us in places like Frankfurt, where we do see the AeroLogic jets in their own livery, but due to the contractual situation that they've got with DHL, they've gone as far as painting the aircraft in DHL's own livery. Hello? Okay. What happened there? Everything alright? Okay. Everything alright? Okay, good. It's very bad. I don't know what it is, Julie, but the oh, is it? Oh, yeah. Okay. Well, I'd rather it be that way round than the other way round, to be honest with you. Yeah. Okay. Sorry, folks. So as we were discussing with Johan earlier on, you know, a distinct lack of aircraft available around the world, and that's why you're seeing so many. Since the pandemic, it's been a very busy market in terms of freighter conversions. There's a number of very high-end conversion companies who've been doing it for many years. Just stand by. well. It's kind of difficult to hear you, GP, but just so long as you, if there's an issue, just shout. I can hear you now. Yeah. It's a very busy operations here, folks. You can see how the flimsy side of the container, for ease of access, obviously it has some cargo netting, as they call it, and the cargo containers, or the cans as they call them, as you can see, they're shaped for the interior of the aircraft. Where's he going? Cincinnati, which is where we went, isn't it? Is that? Oh, no, that was. Yeah, Cincinnati. Yeah. Yeah. Been there. So there is a small amount of brute effort that's needed on part of the handlers themselves. Although manoeuvring the cans on their trolleys is a relatively straightforward procedure. Everything comes with its own rollers, and as you can see how easy they can turn them using the controls on the units themselves. Sometimes they might need a little bit of a pull or a tug, but you can see how easily they roll onto the tracks. Now come up against the stops. Close the other stops. That one's done. Move on a bit. And so the procedure continues. Oh, right, yeah. Could well be some Big Jet TV merchandise on these, in one of these cans, folks. DHL very proud of their operation. Global operation, of course. See their name everywhere, or their logo. One of the biggest logistics operations in the world. I think it was DHL who started as an air freight company, whereas on the other hand, UPS started as a road company and moved into air freight, whereas DHL, I think, started as air freight. So I think they were possibly one of the leaders in air freight, but obviously UPS very rapidly caught them, and some would say probably, well, I'm sure UPS would say they're bigger, but cutthroat industry, put it that way. Getting a big contract, UPS are very, very proud of their operation. There you go. That's your upper deck freight, of course. See the shape of the aircraft there, and these lower belly freight cans that are coming off here. Still they come. I think around about, like I was saying, around about 100 odd tons, if not a little bit more. Depends on the commodity, really. But because obviously packages like this take up a lot of volume, as opposed to small, heavier items. But even so, a belly full of iPads weighs a hell of a lot. If it's coming from for the Amazon market, it could be electronic goods, all sorts of goodies on those pallets. The other end, is it? Has it pushed back? Oh, okay. Okay. DHL cargo jet, a DHL. Did you say that this was XBA, this DHL jet, GP? Yeah. Wow. So there may be people who are watching this show who may well have flown on that aeroplane when she was once with British Airways. Still flying. Delivered in 1989 to British Airways. What, BA? Oh, what, you mean the Maggie Thatcher's era? Yes, yes. It was one of those tail liveries that everybody was up in arms about. Oh, she's ready to go, this jet. She's ready to go. We're going to get a full startup. Okay, we'll get this one, and then we'll head back down to the East End. Got this one pushing, Keith, and then we'll switch to the other end. Thank you, sir. So again, 757. Not sure, about 75 tons. capacity potentially, I'm not sure, but it is a fascinating process. I mean, there are a lot of videos online, folks, where you can, here we go. do what we did. Stand by, folks. Keith, follow that plane. I'm only joking, mate. Right, okay. Right. Oh, we got some good sequence stuff there, man. That was nice. Yeah, got some great stuff there.
One in, one out at the same time, which is good.
Yeah. Absolutely brilliant.
Right, I'll take you round this way, and
Yeah.
we'll go down in front.
Okay, nice, okay. Oh, that's nearly ready to go. Can we hang here or? Yeah, okay. That is. GP, copy. Okay. Okay, sorry mate, I lost my headphones fell off. I thought I was going to lose the mic then. It was bouncing and then it sort of like came alive again. Yeah. What, phone signal or? Thorough inspection there. Other than that, everything all right, yeah? Not the old 766. What's her history, GB? DHL. Wing walker? Oh, give you a wing walker, or is he just removing the code? The code operator. Oh wow! She's been with DHL all her life, folks. Now look up close how big this winglet is. That's definitely 12 feet and not, that's 11 feet and not 7 feet, isn't it? That is definitely, if not more than 11 feet, that's insane how big that winglet is. Imagine, and that's obviously the design of the wing, preferably I would imagine the designers would prefer to have that wing you have to wonder whether the whether having it in that vertical position or having it it's just extending the wing extension would be a preference, but then I think it just interferes with parking at airfields or at gates. Obviously you multiply that all up, it amounts to a significant amount of less capability in terms of parking. Bit of paperwork being signed off, I guess. Seriously? How long for? Oh wow! What? Whilst that? Okay, let's get up the other end then, because I think we're in a bit of a dead spot. Stand by. Right, now we can definitely go down the other way. Thank you, sir. Okay, we lost. Did you say we went down for about 10 seconds, GP? Well, the... Okay. There we go. Get a manual reboot. Remote reboot. A remote reboot. So that's an interesting shipment, as you can see there. That's not your standard sort of like post. That's a specialist freight. It's got a red sack there. Is that Santa's? Yeah. What, really high or? There you go, folks. What an operation, man. This is insane, isn't it? Look at this. Look at this. Look at it. Crazy. Oh, look, recharging stations for the electrical vehicles, I'm guessing. Nice. That's good. It's the big push, isn't it? Next big thing will be these things powered by hydrogen. Well, electricity that is a hydrogen byproduct, if you see what I mean. Hydrogen and air. They're not very far away at all. I think give it. Well, they're going to be testing them quite soon, aren't they? But yeah, I don't think that's... I mean, we're a long way off for the bigger aircraft, obviously, but for these regional turboprops, I can certainly see it happening by the end of the 20s. I should flip it home so much. 70 years off. 77 years away.
5 years.
5 years, yeah, okay.
I think 5 years and it will be commercial.
Wow, yeah. It definitely is viable. It's all down to capacity and the cells themselves. which is why at this point in time it's a big ask for because you need a lot of power, a lot of electrical power, torque, you know, so, which is why an aircraft, any commercial big aircraft is just going to struggle. They're going to struggle with the power. But I think personally that the way forward, you could possibly see it whereby the engines are powered whilst in cruise with the hydrogen byproduct engines, and they use the so it'll be a bit like the Formula One cars, you know, hybrid engines.
These guys seem to be leading the way. Rolls-Royce.
Yeah. Over here. Yeah, there was. I saw. Well, last time we were at the crash gate over there, I saw a big. They'd obviously been to a conference or something. Had the big ultra fan picture there. But yeah, that's going to be tested next year. But that's with sustainable aviation fuel, isn't it?
Yeah.
I think Airbus are one of the big major leaders with regards to developing well, you know, alongside the likes of Rolls-Royce.
Yeah. I think
the technology, it's just developing the technology, but the technology is already there, isn't it? It's just implementing it to aviation as opposed to road vehicles.
I mean, every year the cell power that they've got from electrical motors.
Oh, it's incredible.
Just increases and increases.
Yeah, it is amazing.
But it's going to take both engine manufacturers and airlines working, airplane manufacturers to work together to be able to do
very
what
much
they
so.
need to do.
Yeah.
Let's get across here. We're on Whiskey 9.
What's that GP? What's that just touched now?
Holding Western.
Oh, cargo jet. Is it cargo jet?
Yeah.
Nice. He's going to come down here, is he? Oh, okay.
Rotated Western, remember?
Whiskey 9, thank you.
Ryanair's older.
Yeah, we've seen that a few times.
Boeing 767 that will be entering the apron via Juliet, then taxi holding point Whiskey 1.
Oh, actually, no, we haven't seen that. Not in the Ryanair. We've seen a. No, we haven't seen that. Wow, that's odd, isn't it?
Yeah.
That's very odd. Look at this, Julie. And everybody. Look at this Ryanair jet. In the Dreamliner style livery, yeah, look at that. Isn't that? Wow. You thought they put that on a Max, I would have thought why they would do it on a, was that a 900?
No, it's an
800.
It's an 8.
Wow. No, we've seen it on a freighter here, haven't we? Seen a Boeing livery on a freighter here. We've never seen a... I think so. That's crazy. Crazy.
Norwood Express 451 after the Boeing 767 parks on your left hand side, stand 120, push and start approved.
Ooh.
When clear of traffic behind us, 76, we push and start is approved to your Norwood Express 451.
Express 451, he's parked on the stand to the left of you when he's parked on stand.
Crazy.
Yeah, when he's parked on the stand 121.
What's that all about then, I wonder?
Norwood Express 451. Ground, good evening. Your trans, subject Juliet 8300, stand 101, information Kilo, QNH 1002, requesting clearance to Leipzig.
Neutron 70 Juliet, East Midlands Tower, good evening. Information is Kilo, cleared to Leipzig, 723 November departure. Climb flight 190, scope 2257.
Oh, thanks for that little talk, Keith. Very interesting.
723 November, flight 190, scope 2257. Your trans, subject Juliet.
Neutron 70 Juliet, correct.
We'll head down towards the east apron.
Yes.
And then I'm going to let you set up and I'll leave you and I'll go and do my bits.
Righty-ho.
Obviously, Ryanair's 700. So,
Yes, and all.
do a lot of the base training with that.
Right, yes. I'm with you, yeah, yeah.
But it does fly commercial as well, from time to time.
That was a DHL 76, I think. Oh, it's ABX, is it? In DHL livery, okay. Ah. You're from Chicago.
East Midlands, ground AVIX 983 Heavy is vacating runway 27 at Hotel, parking at stand 109.
AVEX 983 East Midlands Ground, good evening. You've taxied via Alpha Foxtrot Bravo, stand 109.
Taxi via Alpha Foxtrot Bravo.
So, Yoan, these are all feeder aircraft waiting, are they? Or is that all mainly postal stuff, these West Atlantic aircraft?
Postal mostly, isn't it?
Yeah. So they'll be going out early morning, will they? Or
Well, I don't know what's happening.
don't look like they're going anywhere quite just yet, does it?
Some will go out towards the end of the first rotation,
Right.
early doors, so about maybe 1:30.
So these guys are possibly waiting for stuff that's coming in on other jets.
Yeah, so
Right. Like the Star Air, for instance, coming in from Scotland, or
mainly it's West Atlantic stuff or ferrying things in and out.
right.
So you'd be looking for the feeds to come in from Exeter, from Edinburgh, and
Oh, I
Aberdeen
see.
and Glasgow that will come into the sort here
Right.
and will then be processed onto those type of aircraft, and they'll be going to places maybe Isle of Man, Jersey, Belfast, something like that.
Very impressive how the operation works, just in terms of the speed and efficiency of everything.
Yes,
You know.
it's
Crazy.
as you can see, most of the big boys have disappeared for now.
They have.
There is a FedEx 777 on its way in, coming in from Charles de Gaulle.
Okay. Yeah, I think you mentioned that earlier, didn't you, Jelly? FedEx 777. Looks like it's going to come to this stand, possibly. Yep. We can get her coming in straight at us. So as you can see, this is it's like a ghost town compared to up the other end, but this will get busy, won't it? Okay.
So we're now going into second wave, which will be the West Atlantic's coming in with the postal and the FedEx 777. They will offload, reload, and go. And that'll go is the end of your second wave. Then the third wave will start when you start getting the UPS stuff coming back.
Right.
Then you'll start getting FedEx coming back part way through that as well.
Right.
So,
Okay.
right.
Well, thanks, mate.
If I leave you here for a minute.
Oh, mind you, what was that? I think that was me. I think that was me. Okay, stand by.
I'll show you.
Just put that there.
I'll have to turn the vehicle off this time because of where we are. And I will get a lift and I'll go and get my car. You're okay to use this van and what have you, so I'll leave it unlocked.
You good, Jim? How far out is it, Gilly? About 15 minutes, did you say? 14, 15? Yeah, about 14 minutes out.
We stay this side, that's fine.
Yeah, I mean you could go up to the gate. Yeah, there's a gate that goes towards TNT. You can go up to that area because it's locked off. You should get a decent boot coming down.
So she's going to come in between these steps, is she? These.
Sorry.
That's right, mate.
You see where the tug is?
Yes.
That's the stand that he's going to be on. It will be nose down towards this fence.
Okay, I've got you.
So if you walk along here, there's like a gate just set in there. That's
I got you.
off.
Yeah.
And there, and you should get a nose on.
Yeah. Perfect. Thanks, mate.
Okay.
See you in a little bit. Yeah.
See you in a bit.
Cheers. So I'm guessing, what's this then? Is this some kind of magnetic?
It's called a cyclamen.
A some what? Sorry.
Cyclamen.
Cyclamen. Sounds like something you grow in your garden.
It checks cargo for radioactive
Oh wow!
activity.
Wow. Checks for radioactivity, folks. How about that? It must be very efficient. Yeah, cyclamen, eh?
There's one on this end and there's one on the west end.
Right.
So you drive your tug through the. And it tries to detect anything. It shouldn't be in there, really.
Okay.
Yeah. Either side of the steps, yeah.
Where's she coming in? Right here. Oh, this is going to be a great shot, man. Oh. Slightly side on would be good, wouldn't it? Slightly side on would probably be good. Have they heated these little tugs?
Inside? I don't know, actually. For the driver's sake, I hope they are.
Yeah. So you guys are normally long gone by now, aren't you?
Well, we seem to spend quite a lot of time out here.
Do you? Oh, that's cool.
If we do visits and tours and things like that, we always do it in the evening because it kind of shows the side of the business that most people don't see.
Yes, of course. Yeah, yeah.
So, but our standard working hours are generally office hours. But actually, we do spend a surprising amount of time in the evenings. And,
I guess you've got to have some kind of passion towards aviation, haven't you?
Or at least,
yeah,
really fascinated by the scale of the operation.
Yes,
and what goes
absolutely.
On.
Yeah, yeah.
And it is like no other place, really.
And you, as an individual, has really seen it grow, haven't you? Like since you started.
Yeah. Oh, completely. Yeah. I mean, it's you get that sense of it's getting busier. The energy is pretty intense. And all the talk about how it's going to continue to grow in the future is really exciting as well. So
yeah, I mean that must be the fact that Amazon have put that facility over there is a big sort of like plus point, isn't it, in terms of its future?
Yeah, well, I think what that shows is just the pull factor of having the airport here.
Yeah,
and that's why you get complementary businesses like that, on our doorstep. So
yes. People starting to ground cruise, the receptives. It's amazing how quiet it is here now and how crazy it's going to turn into in about, 15 minutes or less.
in the daytime, this is like a ghost town. It's just tumbleweed bay through.
Yeah, for sure. Copy, GP. What's the everything good at this end in terms of So she just turned on the finals apparently.
3 minutes away. 2 aircraft in front of it.
FedEx triple is tracked second worldwide on flight radar.
Is it? West Atlantic coming from Belfast.
Oh right, yeah, I see it, yeah.
Another West Atlantic coming in from Aberdeen.
Yeah, she's in before the
Followed closely by the
triple. Yeah. Generator. smooth running, aren't they?
They are.
Remember the old days? It used to be like squeak, squeak, squeak. Oh, they're very.
High-vis army coming out.
Yeah, that's all. They're checking for FOD, aren't they?
Yeah.
What they call them? The someone once called them. Remember that, Jelly? Called the something crew, FOD crew or something. You remember that? Someone gave them a funny name. Yeah, you know what I mean. Caleb. Harvester run for its money, wouldn't it? FOD crew, yeah. Well, kind of did say that, didn't he? Here she comes. The FOD mob. She is. Wow. Wow, this originated in Osaka today, this jet. Yeah, it's, what is that, 5, is this the 5th stop, Jelly, did you say? 4th stop. That's crazy. So I dare say there's a few iPads on this. Swissport one of your main handlers here, or?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, both passenger and cargo. So Swissport handle all the FedEx. UPS self-handle. DHL self-handle. Swissport handle, Ryanair, TUI, everyone except Jet2.
Things are about to get loud, folks. Yeah, I think he is. Kind of want to get a sort of like a side-on shot and not straight on. Yeah. Yeah, because there's that man there, isn't it? Yeah. up right away. Oh, not tomorrow then, no? Oh, yes. Okay, 90-minute turnaround, yeah? What's the time on the clock now, GP? Yeah, that has gone very, very quick. I never can resist, folks. Look at those beautiful engines. Leading edge, titanium leading edge on carbon fibre blades. Holly. Really? Wow, that's nuts, mate. that DHL 777 push and start sequence, GP. The other end of it. Oh, it's up the other end of it. Going from one West Atlantic jet to another West Atlantic jet, potentially, possibly. Staying on board. It's interesting. See that little hump on the nose there? That's the low vis. I don't know if that's because I know that the head-up display system is that's kind of what it looks like. I think that a number of operators are starting to as opposed to a HUD system. Well, HUD system doesn't do that anyway, but that's the I think that's a low vis approach. I don't know if someone's going to say it on the feed, Julie, but you know what we're talking about when we see that FedEx with the FedEx ATR. Not sorry. I think Orani on their ATRs, yeah, have got that. I'm pretty sure that's what it is, and that's quite interesting because that then obviously gives them the opportunity to reduces the likelihood of them diverting from an airfield that's got bad visibility or yeah. Well, I'm pretty sure that is something to do with the low vis. Yes. Emmy Roulard, that was it, yeah. And since then, we've obviously they've improved it, and ATR themselves are offering it now as a standard feature, or what, as an optional extra, I believe, on their ATRs, on their newest aircraft. And I know that I read somewhere that an operator, was it British Airways, that were going to be implementing them onto some of their short-haul aircraft, I seem to recall. We'll have to have a look at that and see, but that's very interesting to see that on a 777. Can't think it's anything else. It's definitely a I think we're nearly done, ladies and gentlemen. I can't believe how quick that time has gone, but it has certainly given us all a very and congratulations, by the way, to everybody watching for getting that aircraft that you're looking at right there, number 1 on Flight Radar 24, tracked worldwide. So I'm sure the pilots at FedEx would be very happy to hear that. No, it's not a parking sensor. Yeah. Yeah, what a fantastic insight, and we have to say a big thank you to Johan, of course. And so before we go, folks, just a big shout out to, of course, Johan and Miles, who have braved the conditions here. Thank you, Miles. Thank you, Johan. Good friend of ours here on Big Jet TV. Thank you to all the media team here. And we really are very humbled and appreciative of the fact that we've been able to bring our viewers airside here at East Midlands. I dare say that we will probably we may well look at possibly doing something as a one-off specific operation with the 747 with UPS when that returns early in 23. And of course, must remember to say a big shout out and thank you to Keith as well. Nearly. I mean, we are. I think there's nothing really much going on, so I think we've kind of done.
Yeah.
We said our thank yous.
Cool.
And again, thank you to both of you guys, man. Appreciate it. Thank you so much. And Keith will be coming along here shortly, I'm sure, to pick us up and take us back to the vehicle. Thank you again, everybody, for tuning in. Hope you enjoyed it and have been enlightened by the operations at a very busy cargo hub like here at East Midlands. And remember that this is an extremely busy cargo hub in terms of its infrastructure and the folks who work here. So thanks, guys. We will see you on Christmas Day. Yeah, everybody wishing everybody a happy Christmas, and thank you, folks. We really appreciate it. If we don't see you on Christmas Day, we'll see you probably on New Year's Day. But really, it has been a wonderful time here at East Midlands tonight. Thank you to everybody. A very happy Christmas to anybody who's going to be off on their travels. Stay safe, be well, and we'll catch you next time on Big Jet TV. Thank you to everybody. Thanks again, folks. See you later, Yoan. See you, Miles.
Merry Christmas.
Take care. Yes, there we go. Thank you, guys. Okay, folks. That's a wrap, GP.